thoughts on Ukraine to start with?
I mean, the scenes that we've seen over the weekend and the images that have emerged are utterly horrifying and sickening. I mean, that's why it is right that we work across Parliament to continue to provide the support the Ukrainian government needs in order to defend their country and to see withdrawal of Russian troops. I mean, I do think we should still be considering what more we can do around sanctions, particularly financial sanctions. We've seen too much dirty money drifting into our country in recent years, and we do still need to take more action to lift that veil of secrecy around some of these shell companies so that more assets can be seized in due course.
What about the refugees that are coming from Ukraine? It's still only a dribble, really, and it should be a tsunami.
It's been a very bureaucratic process that the government have put in place. We think it would have been better just to have a simple, straightforward emergency visa. I mean, I've seen cases where even where people are seeking to join family that are already here in the UK, that's been complicated. It's taken a very long time. And I think that wider support that's needed around those who don't have family here, it just hasn't been as fast or as quick as we would like. Lots of people have come forward very generously to provide support. I think we do need to still take action to speed that process up.
Domestic politics, we are aware that the first fines have now been issued for what happened at Downing Street over a period of many events, including the night before Prince Philip's funeral, and also hearing that, you know, they were belting out karaoke ballads when people couldn't sing in church. What is Labour's position now on those that received fines? Do you feel that everyone should names should be made public? Just some of them? What about Carrie Johnson? Where do we stop?
I'm interested in the actions that elected politicians have taken, in particular in the role of the Prime Minister here. I think that's what's most important, because the culture in any organisation starts at the top. And we know that the Prime Minister's lied. He's lied right throughout this process. He thinks we're all fools, that we can't see what's been going on. The fines that have been issued confirm what we've known for a very long time, which is that while everyone in this country was doing what was asked of them by the government, staying at home, following the rules, making extraordinary sacrifices, not seeing loved ones or going to funerals in some cases, over at Downing Street, they were having wild parties, and the Prime Minister knew what was going on and told Parliament otherwise. He has lost all moral authority, and he's making our country an international laughingstock by his continued refusal to be upfront and honest with the British people about all of this.
The Tories, in fact, in the form of the Welsh Secretary this morning, saying you need to get over yourself. There's much more important and distressing things happening in the world stage, and what happened during lockdown, it's over.
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? But actually, decency, integrity and honesty in politics really do matter. And it matters most when you're in a situation where the Prime Minister himself is lying to the British people. And I don't think actually that's where the public are either. You know, everyone was asked to make tremendous sacrifices during lockdown to get control of the virus. And then to be faced with the realisation that those at the top running our country thought that the rules didn't apply to them, that they were above the law, I think is staggering and speaks volumes about the Prime Minister's character.
Talk to me about Labour calling for more financial support for families needing childcare. Some might say that's the least of their worries at the moment, given that they can't actually heat or eat.
It's part of that wider pressure that families are facing. So yes, gas and electricity bills are skyrocketing, the weekly shop is way up, and the cost of filling up your car has massively increased. But the cost of childcare has also massively gone up as well. You know, many parents watching this will know that the cost of childcare is often greater than the rent or the mortgage you'll be paying every month. That means for many parents, and it's usually women, they end up having to cut back on their hours or give up work because they just can't make the childcare stack up. I mean, that is wrong for families, but also it has a bigger impact on our economy too. Labour's Children's Recovery would need that funding, professional support to children on free schools, nursery who had extra help, which would make it all parents and children. So coming out of the pandemic, given the impact that this has all had on children, we can all see it for ourselves, we would deliver breakfast clubs and after-school activities for all children, because childcare childcare needs are not just about our youngest children. Parents are facing growing challenges with providing childcare right throughout the school day, at the end and the beginning too.
Just before I let you go, we did hear from your colleague Jonathan Reynolds yesterday. He was saying that, like the rest of Europe, we in the UK should start to prepare for energy rationing. Do you agree?
We don't think that will be necessary, and it's not what we would want to see. This is primarily an issue of price rather than one of supply. But of course, we do want to see from the government this term plan around energy. They've had 12 years now. We don't have the energy security that we need as a country. It's why we've been exposed to these price fluctuations, and part of the reason that families are seeing those skyrocketing bills. I mean, that's why we've said we need to take much more action around insulating homes. Many homes, 19 million of them in our country, do not have the right insulation and energy measures in place. And that's meant that, over many years, not just with the massive increase we've seen lately, families and pensioners are paying ever more rising bills, and that's having a real impact. So we should take action on those longer term challenges, as well as that immediate help Labour has set out, around up to £600 for those who need it most, with their energy bills paid for that full tax on oil and gas producers.